To start your Van Gogh Starry Night project, you're going to begin with a paper that has an outline of the horizon line where the land and the sky meet, and you'll see some points on it, which will be some trees in our landscape. The first thing we're going to do is turn our paper over and write our name and class code. Once you've written your name and class code on the back with a pencil, then we're going to draw the rest of our landscape in. So we are going to start by drawing the tree shapes, and then we're going to fill in some more details in the landscape. So starting with this line of this tree, we're going to draw it coming down a little bit below this horizon line. Remember, a horizon line is a line that separates the land from the sky. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to draw a slightly curved line that comes down and curves a little bit. This should not touch the end of your paper. You should have maybe 3 or 4 fingers before the end of the paper. Then we're going to draw a curve going in the opposite direction on the other side. And then we'll draw a straight line that goes up and down, which is a vertical line for the trunk of this tree. We're going to do something similar to the point on this side. This is going to be another tree, but just a little bit smaller. I'm going to draw a curved line that curves in, and then one that goes in the opposite direction and curves to close the shape. Then we're going to draw a vertical line that will be the tree trunk. Now we have both of the trees in our landscape. Next, we're going to draw some more lines that are curves for hills. Now these don't have to be in the exact same place as mine. We're going to end up putting small houses on this to show the village in the landscape, like in the real Starry Night painting. I'm going to draw this line behind my tree here, so it's going to skip over the tree shape and go to the other side. Remember, you can draw a few around your landscape. It doesn't have to be exactly in the same place as mine. This will just break up the shape a little bit and give us spaces to put houses on. Once you have about 6 or 7 lines that show hills in your landscape, then we're going to add some houses or buildings. One shape that we're going to start with is a tall building that has a point at the top. We're going to end up erasing the line that goes through this right here. In Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night painting, there is a tall building with a point. So I drew a tall rectangle shape right on the edge of this curve for the hill. So it looks like my building here is sitting on the ground. We don't want to have any floating buildings. Then I drew a tall triangle shape on the top. Now I'm going to erase this line that goes through the building because that would be behind it. We wouldn't be able to see it. And then I'm going to draw some lines on it for the texture of the building. Now the rest of the buildings are going to be smaller. I'm going to draw some small houses in the front or the foreground of my picture. The foreground is the front part of our landscape. Behind that we have the middle ground and then the background. As we go further back into the background, things get smaller. So our houses in the front are going to be bigger and our houses in the back are going to be smaller. That will create an illusion of depth in our landscape. So it will look like the houses here are further away because they are smaller. Notice how this one is bigger and this one is smaller. The ones in the middle could be kind of an in-between size, not quite as big as the ones in the foreground, not quite as small as the ones in the background. I'm going to keep mine a simple shape of a square or a rectangle with a triangle on top. We don't need to draw too many details like windows or doors because we wouldn't be able to see too many details from far away, just the outside shape of the building. So start with the square or rectangle and add a little triangle on top. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 houses plus my tall building. Once you have at least 8 buildings or houses, then you are finished with that part. You shouldn't draw too many because we want to also focus on the land and the space between the houses. Now we're going to work on the sky. we're going to draw a crescent-shaped moon in our sky. Now this could be anywhere in your sky. I'm gonna put mine kind of in the middle, but a little bit off to the side. And I'm going to start with a letter C shape. And then I'm going to make a bigger C shape that goes around that and ends in a point. Next, I'm going to draw some tiny circles that will end up being stars in the sky. Van Gogh's Starry Night is known for its big stars in the sky. That's why it's called Starry Night. So we definitely need to add stars in the sky. I'm placing mine spaced out a little bit so that I can make them more of a circular shape like we saw in Vincent van Gogh's painting. Once you've drawn everything with pencil, then we're going to use a Sharpie to do some outlining. We're going to outline everything we drew except for the little dots that will be the stars. We don't want to make those black because we want them to be yellow. And if we outline them with Sharpie, the black might kind of take over. So we're gonna leave those dots as pencil for now. So I'm gonna go through and carefully trace all of my pencil lines with a Sharpie. Make sure that your Sharpie is nice and dark, and if it looks gray, you can get another one that is working better. Once you've traced everything in Sharpie, and remember we're leaving the dots in the sky as pencil for now, we're going to use an eraser to erase any extra pencil lines. This will really clean up your drawing and take away any lines that you don't need. Okay, so it looks like I got rid of all my pencil lines. We're going to stop here for now, and we'll go over how to add color later. I hope you had fun learning about the artist Vincent van Gogh and getting started on your Starry Night landscape. I can't wait to see how yours turns out.